Holy shit. I think I just witnessed a death. Right. Welcome. Yes. We're racing today. Hopefully better than the last two races I've attempted. With the vintage stuff. And I'm kind of looking forward to this one. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, to be honest with you. Been sick the past few days.
People were killed on the highway last year because of fucking assholes like you!
May your stream be blessed with long life.
That's a good point, actually. My stream could just die, couldn't it? Whenever I stream a Assetto Corsa, it does like to die on me, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm feeling quite sick at the moment, so I'm really low on energy, but I'm going to give this a crack anyway, but there's a good chance I don't make it to the end. For many reasons. Could just be fatigue, but could also be one of the many scary moments on this circuit, so appreciate you coming and hanging out, and I apologise in advance if it ends up being shorter than intended. We're in the Jag E-Type today. Here's my whip for the race. Racing us under Brundle Motorsport again. Why not? There's my teammate Jake. About to pull away from the sounds of it. Give him the old flashes, mate. Yeah, like I say, looking forward to this one, but we'll see how we do. I need to get out there and start practicing, really. We have about 25 minutes left in practice. And then we'll be going into a half an hour open qualifying. 30 cars racing today. But all one class, so you know, chaos to be expected, but of what kind, I don't quite know yet. We'll see.
I want to spit once on your head. Just some spittle in your face. What a luxury.
Good luck.
Good luck. Thank you, Penny. Thank you for the 74 months too. And Nate, thank you very much for the 26 months. Appreciate you both. Hope you are having a nice Saturday, whatever you're up to. I know some folks are racing in the Race for a Cause today. A bunch of the DHR lot as well. So if you're watching or partaking or supporting the team, best of luck and enjoy that. It's unfortunate we clashed, but this happens. Not all sim racing events can organise together. But yeah, we're gonna have a fun one. 250 kilometers, 63 laps of this 4-kilometer circuit. Should be around 2 hours long. But like I say, we've got the remainder of this practice session for 25 minutes, 30-minute qualifying, and then the race after that with some several-minute breaks between that. So let's get out there, shall we? Messing with my setup a bit, but not really settled on anything in particular. So it's the suspension on this car, man. It's so difficult to work with. I'm gonna try something stupid. That's me a par right there as well. Faja. Well, this ride height expectedly is making the car feel pretty interesting. I've got this car as stiff as I can make it, and it still rolls too much. All the roll bar on it, as stiff as it can go. the suspension as stiff as it can go. No damper adjustments, as you'd expect. In period, I guess. And a interesting gear ratio setup, which is going to be bouncing off the limiter for the most part down the next straight. Here it's just perfect, but you sacrifice top speed for acceleration. Yeah, this suspension setup is dangerous. It was worth a shot. Back down it goes. You can see here I've got the roll bars as far as I can go, suspension the same. The front rolls too much, just rolls over the edge of the tyre. As much negative camber on the front as I can get. Try something crazy with the toe, I guess. See what happens. But yeah, in this race we've got 8 different cars. We've got all but one of them can fight for the win, I think. Maybe 2, it depends. We've got Chevrolet Corvette C2 Stingray, the Jag E-Type, which I'm in. Mercedes 300 SL, which is a 50s car, but running a mythical version of the car, which has the 300 SLR engine in it, which is a straight 8 as opposed to the straight 6 it usually has. What else is there? There's a Lotus Elan, Porsche 9044, Ferrari 250 GT, short wheelbase, and the Alfa Romeo TZ. Now, I think that Giulia TZ is going to be the slowest. It is the slowest. I think some people who are quite talented, they're going to be punching well above their weight. I'm going to consider it a subclass, really, but it's a good car to drive, and some people wanted it, so why not? Hey Nick, welcome. Wait for these 2 cars to go by. There we go. Slotting behind this Corvette. Sort of between gears through this first section. This specific layout of Norisring didn't get raced for very long. Actually from 1949 to 1951, which is not period correct to these cars, but it's the most fun layout of Norisring if you ask me, so that's why we're running it. Very enjoyable. Quite scary though, as I'm sure you can probably tell already. It's narrow, it's fast, but it's also wide and slow at times as well. The width of this circuit chops and changes so much. Like for a hairpin, that's quite narrow. It's 2 lanes, just like this main road is. It does look like a gentleman's sausage, doesn't it? That's why we've got it zoomed in, censored for YouTube and Twitch. Here you can hear the limiter. We're hitting the limit before we even get to this crossover point. We lose out on about 12 kilometers an hour at least as a result of that, but you'd be surprised how much time we save throughout the rest of the lap just by having the shorter gears. Understeer with fuel in the car, but I know what will happen later on in the race, so see if I play my cards right. Maybe quite a demanding race, I think. Just driving on your own is pretty demanding, but trying to make passes around here is going to be pretty crazy, unless you've got a crazy straight line advantage. See there, some of the understeer. Kind of have to rally drive it a bit. You have to back it into the tight corners. Into pretty much all of the corners, to be honest with you. Ooh. Get that curve there. Single point tyre model. Did not enjoy that. I've never had that happen on there before. First time really. Distracted there. Oops. Annoyingly, because of this single point tyre model, using the curbs is actually, as you can hear my full see that going wild there, turned it into a, using the curves is actually quite feasible, whereas I think if you had the multi-point tyre model stuff from CSP, it would be more like what you'd expect. It'd be trickier to mount those curves. You bounce off them more, I think. That's why they're sort of like a no-go in the race. Considered out of track bounds. Sort of the Aston Martins. One of the slower cars, I would say. But you've got a couple of weapons, and by weapons I mean very talented individuals, dangerous people. Realise I said that. And it's spinning up the rears. You could kind of, yeah, I was about to say, like, I usually use that to describe people who are dangerous. Different kind of dangerous, yeah.
Hello, welcome.
The goal is to keep it within the line. This is Trevor 4, I think? No, it's not. It's Nathan Clark. Getting the understeer there. This is the problem with this car, the slip angle. It's not that narrow, it's just it's very easy to get stuck in understeer at the moment. I'm finding. Get out of the way, shall we? I was like, fuck. I need to hit my control V back to pits. I also need to look at where my car's going. It's a good test. My car is super understeery there. It was funny because I had to take the longer route around Nathan there. And I was still pulling ahead of him, but not by much. I was too busy checking the gaps to see if we were going to touch. And then the corner tightens up right at the end, so yeah. Whoever's behind, I guess, like, seems, you know, like if you have an overlap in that instance, I would say whoever has the car ahead of the other in the pinching point. So I would have expected him to back out there if I had not, like, driven myself into the dirt, which is why I tried slowing it down. I was like, I'm going to get out of his way. But I had to test it, so I knew how likely I was to die there. We can test that line on our own, though. Still got 12 minutes.
Hello, welcome.
But yeah, the whole no passing zone it's not ideal, but I feel like if you can get the pass done on acceleration, go the long way around somebody before the end of that 2-lane section, you got the leading overlap, then the other person should have to back out. But I still think we might see instances of people not knowing who's deserving of the space. Maybe some people think they're more entitled to it than the others, so we'll have this moment where people try and go side by side through there, and it ends poorly. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Someone's got the headlights on. Good job. I'm getting so much of that understeer. I don't know if it's because the pressures are low in the outlet or just in general. I can lift the rear up to get it to rotate a bit more, but I think that's going to hurt me towards the end of the race. Or in the second half of it anyway. Makes the braking sketchier too. If you clutch in. Let's try this out. I suppose it's as we go into the dark there, it becomes a little harder to see. don't think there's a right or wrong answer for first or second there, but my brain's saying first. You really have to kind of get it sliding early. Much easier to maintain slip angle that way. Go down, front up. That is a terrible idea. Do that, you'll just understim them. Just exacerbate the problem with the tyre footprint at the front, unfortunately. Yeah, shame there's no gravel here, really. Apart from that minor difference, it would be perfect. Whoa, off the curb. Work with it though. Ass, being very kind there and getting out of the way. Whoa, smoke show. Someone walked to the pits. Too shallow of a slide there. Under oversteer treatment. It is a drift sim, right? I'd say our car competitively is smack bang in the middle. I think the Corvette, the Ferrari, the Elan and the 904 are probably a bit ahead of us. All of them in different quantities, but not by much. But I don't think that's going to matter too much. going, Nick? Mr. SG? Where are you going? Curb there right at the end. Just with the balance of the car briefly. See what I mean though at the end there with that hairpin? Kind of chuck it in. Not like that though. My PB is like a 48.3, I think, but on less fuel than that. So I think the car is good. I've just got to get better at being consistent. I think that's what I'm going to struggle with today. In general, I'm already sweating buckets, sweating more than I would do at the end of a typical race. Hey Jam. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm a little sick, but I'm enjoying myself. This car's great to drive. Cheers, ass, and you, mate. 86.0. 30 minutes of quali coming up. Some people are doing test starts. It's not a bad idea. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Sounds like a boiler. Didn't realise the boiler had a sound. Like a distinct sound. Did anyone drop the obligatory? Well, in this session, I don't know. Probably not, but that's just because people don't usually use the chat. But I feel like I feel like it's been mentioned several times in the Discord chat from the past like week or two. Half of the course. And you, Paul, best of luck out there. Have fun. And you, Tim. Yeah, best of luck, everyone. This is my... You calculate my fuel, really.
50,000 people were killed on the highway last year because of fucking assholes like you!
Filthy prime.
Prime. Thank you very much for your filthy prime. 5 months of it. Very much for that. I need 97.65 litres of fuel at most. It's just 30 people today. We did have over 60 sign-ups, but I didn't plan for splits, and there was no way I was going to put 60 into this single track, you know, zone. Just 30 is going to be enough. You at least have the usually you have like a big grid of maybe 50 cars on average, and there's like 5 classes in it, right? But this is just one class. I guess you could say 2 classes. The Alpha TZ is a subclass of its own, really. But yeah, it's but yeah, 30 all in one class pretty much is going to be plenty busy, I think. 30 seconds until we... This calculator is terrible. Straight out. This will be interesting because we got the lighter 2-litre cars, or even 1.6. Oh yeah, man. I think that's Yami trying to get out of the way, but inadvertently getting off the track. You've got the 2-litre Porsche right in front. The Elan as well, got 1.6. Track grip's not great right now. But this track isn't really going to improve much over the course of a race anyway. tyres were squealing, so I thought I was at the limit of the grip they could provide, but didn't quite make my braking zone anyway. I think I was probably a bit too weak on them from the get-go. Let's put a banker lap in, shall we? Too aggressive. Too deep. Yes, a nuts layout. It's great fun to drive though. Let's see how great fun it is to race. Assuming nobody ends themselves on a wall or comes across this bit of road here. There is many ways that this race could go wrong. And I'm sure it will not be perfect. Well, the 48.2 is not a bad banker, to be fair. It's a PB for me. I think there's a 47 in there. Curious to see how my other Jack friends get on. Considered how distracting it would be having cars flying by at the top of the course there. To go, 7 minutes down. Really threw me out for that. guy up ahead is weaving for some bizarre reason. Now he's crashing into stuff. It's good, but it's not great. Pushing that braking zone so late, it's locking up the whole way in. But it's not slow, that's the weird thing. I'm gonna stop for now. The lap time I was hoping for. Just go faster. Truly is a case of just go faster. I feel a little bad because I did clip a curb there, but I don't think it really gained me any time. If anything, it hurt. I think I'm done qualifying though. No real need to keep going. Might go out and do some race runs, just to race fuel runs to get used to the car again. But I'm going to take a break because that's what I need. Provisional P3, far better than I was expecting. Less than 2/10 off of provisional pole. Again, Corvette looking mighty fast, even with the 75 kilos of ballast, but looks like they're the only car that will have to stop for fuel, so they have one negative. I doubt they'll have to stop for much fuel, but there we go. The main Pichon's just gone up to P1 in the 904. This is what I'm saying. I think the light cars are pretty damn rapid, and we'll gassy all going well in it as well. Evan, can't speak today. Evan's going well as well, down P7. Where's Jake? P12, 148.8, that's matching his best, I believe. No, wait, is it? I think it is. I think he said he did a 48.8 earlier today. Hey, wash out. Hey, Greg as well. I do have a track you made on Forza Horizon 4. Yeah, crossovers deluxe. It feels wacky. I mean, it's a late 40s, early 50s layout, to be fair. So these aren't the kind of cars that would be racing here. I know this was mainly a bike circuit as well. Hard to deny it's a cool layout. Yeah, cheers, mate. Fingers crossed. Right, I'm gonna go get up, have a walk around, pop to the loo. Grab a snack as well, my stomach's starting to ache. I'll be back in a few. Shall we put you on board with my teammate, Jake? What a lovely sound. That flat, straight 8. Anyway, back in a moment.
big fucking thousand people were killed on the highway last year because of fucking assholes like you!
Leon.
Hello. Well, I've dropped down to P6, as I'd expect. Yeah, look at that Corvette into the 46s. Sorry, Adam into the 46s. To discredit the fella, he's driving really well, as he always does. Although I did see him intent wreck himself in practice, so that's a peddling. Hey Goose, thank you very much for the 44 months, Goose. With the hashtag blessed months, appreciate you. Hey Evan as well, if you're still there. See, we're neighbours currently. Best of luck to you in the race. I've dropped a whole second off of pole. I think I'm just going to put 100 litres in it. On the off chance I do need to stop, may as well set that up. Gonna go out and do a little warming up. I love that little TZ, look at it roll. I haven't practiced enough for this race, really. I don't feel confident in consistency. I think I've put a lap together. I can string a few laps together, but I'm a bit too spotty at the moment, it seems. The car is far more tame. With the fuel in. On the brakes specifically, but given where the tank is, that makes sense. So whenever somebody warps to the pits, something nice to get with CSP update is something to overcome those. It's not a freaking number.
50,000 people were killed on the highway last year because of fucking assholes like you!
We've got chicken tonight. Strangest damn things. They're man-made. Little damn things. Smaller than my
shit.
fist. They're new.
I've done well tonight.
Thank you, Contact Center Girl.
Here.
With the
Buy yourself a
5
sweet.
gift subs. Very kind. Seen you in a
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
It's a mouthful, that one.
Baby wants to fuck. Get ready to fuck!
That's a good effort, Sean. Punching well above the Aston's weight with that lap. Curious to see how you get on in the race. I think the Porsche might have the edge over some of us just because it takes less fuel, but I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. I'm happy to be the first of the Jaguars. 3 Jags in a row actually down in P10 through P12, so got like 2 tenths, sorry, 3 tenths roughly on them, so I'll take that. Thank you again, Contact Center Girl, for the 5-pack. Thank you very much. Yeah, Aston in P3 is nutty, so my hat is off to you, sir, as always. Best of luck to anyone racing. Hope you you have a fun one. Keep it safe. Should tell everyone that. Here we are on the line. So we are set up in an interesting layout. This grid sort of feels like an afterthought, to be honest. We're all rotated, not all of us, but a lot of us are rotated off the
Hello, welcome.
typical lineup. Interesting. Welcome and thanks for the follow. Just in time for the race. I think we're good. I think we're as good as we're gonna be. Let's keep an eye out, see if anyone drives himself off the track. Gonna put the radar on for this one. I don't think I need it, but never hurts to have more means to see what's around you. Thank you, Ross. Appreciate it. All right. I want the big fan on. Probably not. Put this one down here. should have the lights on the screen once. And therefore maybe overtakeable at the start. True, exactly. Well, I know the Corvette does the overtaking, so let's see. Been a while since we've done no formation lap stuff. Here we go. As in gear. Here we go. Spun that water there. Oh, there's a pile up behind. Well, sort of really given no room by this vet in front. Scary on the radar, having cars going underneath the track. See how hard or how harshly this cap out on the gears hurts us. Words are hard. Side by side into the hairpin between the Corvette and the 904. Those two are going to have a close race, I think, to begin with. Perhaps just keep in touch. Terrible lines from me. Understeer. In the race, this is going to be so hard to get turned in the hairpin. Yeah, nose to tail up at the front. selection of cars. I'm not quite in touch with them. There's 4 different cars in the top 5. I'm not nuking the engine doing that. Sean having a go. Should have kept sliding it. Try and protect the rears a bit, but costs a lot of lap time. Gotta keep an eye on the relative down there. You see Mr. McGill and in P7 in an Aston. Slower car than mine, but better driver than me. The only reason I'm even remotely keeping up with this gang is because they're busy racing each other. Avoid an accident there. Oh, and they're into each other. Just like contact. Looks like Adam went defensive as Sean went for a pass. I need to focus on my own race. Whoa. Oh, that was rude. He's even meaner than he was to me. At least he gave me just about a car's width on that one. Absolutely put him into the wall. A nice safe bubble. I'm not so sure about that with what I've been watching up in front though. The danger bubble might come back towards them. Oh, look at that, trying to get under him on the exit. Cheeky. I've got front row seats really. Got my tyre pressure slightly wrong. My rears are a little over pressure. I ended up sliding it more than I was planning on. Slow. Jag out already. quite a heavy impact. The damage indicator says it's pretty bad, but good thing about old cars. Shouldn't matter. Shouldn't. Genuinely, turn 1 is the hardest for me. Just not any good reference points. Come on, Nate, figure it out. Two different battles for top 4 positions. Again, I'm just in a... Looks like he's been given it back. Get off that fucking curb, you shit. Funniest thing ever if they all wrecked and I somehow was leading for 1 point. Pulling away though. The rate this queue is going though. Just miserable on full fuel through the final corner. sure we'll straight back up to the front queue. Tom ahead in the Corvette is rapid though, I can't keep up. It's annoying, right, because it's tantalisingly close, but I know deep down I'm not racing them anyway, they're too quick for me. Big off, did he? Ah, shit. What happened to him? Do that left-hander with this or in general, whatever. Up 10 of 63. I'm battling for P3. I'm battling for grip. just falling away. They're rapid, man. Speedy. Not pulling away from the car behind either. It's pretty level. Oh shit. First gear, not the play. As it turns out. Maybe it is, I don't know. It wasn't particularly slow. That first sector anyway. Exit onto this straight was. Getting out of there. It's the pit lane. Getting so fixated on the battle up in front. First gear is. Just need to get better now. Losing time to the cars behind now. Yeah. Time I start improving, I start fucking up other things. Oh, Evan, what happened, man? first gear to it, it's scary. When first through there, the risk is I oversteer too much, run too tight, and then hit the inside. Risk of gear 2 is I understeer and have to get out of it. More sensible for gear 2, I think. But it's the fact that I think gear 1 through there is actually a little quicker. Just a little bit. I like second from them. Just look. Maybe crest and then short shift a second, then get the benefits of gear 1 on the way in. The safety of gear 2 on the way out. I think my fuel is going to be super tight. I'm at 75 litres exactly now. Little spin there for the 75 litres now, just gone. End of lap 16 on the 63 lap race. Ran wide. Started with 100 litres. It should do it, but oh! I don't want this guy next to me. He's going to slow me down. He's quicker. He's making mistakes. I wasn't against them all just getting on with it, to be honest, but let's see. Tom has his headlights on as well. Two folks I thought would be fighting for the win are fighting for it. I feel like I say this every time, but I can't believe what Sean's doing with that Aston. Slowly dragging me back in. Bit of dancing on all three pedals there. Bit of clutching in the middle to try and free up the diff, get it to rotate a bit more. Fighting with something a bit too much. slow, slow. Tim and my dad, teammates in SROL Le Mans series. We're close to each other here in this race. I'm so knackered. Oh my god, what is going on? P2 overdid it. Somehow I managed to navigate all that. I thought there was going to be a big accident after the last corner there. Supposedly the tyres are now entering less grip stage. Take that as you will. Fuck that up. to steer back. Definitely losing some grip because can't get the car slowed down quite as well. It's not a big difference. Trail braking is harder, for example. Mistake. Corvette's in. Imagine he's trying to avoid getting stuck behind me and coming for his splash now. Strat doesn't work if you have to pit, it's true. It's not an undercut, that's for sure. Maybe he thinks he's getting slowed down by being near me. We never really got quite within lunging distance, but I don't know if that's just because it's the way our cars are paced to each other. Like he had better grip than me, bizarrely. I'm not a big fan of that Corvette to drive. It doesn't drive anything like you'd expect it to. It feels weirdly modern. And it doesn't feel a spot heavier than this thing, and it's got, with the ballast on it, it's over 300 kilos heavier than this thing. Lots of grip. Suspension is super straightforward. It just does what you want it to do, whereas some of these other cars, like the Aston, this Jag as well, like the suspension alignment is just pants. Because old. But again, they've got that disadvantage, they've got to come in. 18 seconds of the tyre change, apparently. Adam was talking about it before the race. Realised that Adam's basically caught all the way back up to Sean. So we're only 10 seconds off the lead still, somehow. Evidently I should get sick more often. I'm doing alright. I've jinxed it now though. I personally think between these packs there's something not quite right with all of them, but again I don't really have much to comment on because I've not driven a period like this. So it's hard to say what's wrong. It just doesn't, maybe not intuitive to what I'd imagine it would be. I think the tyres, as always, with like 99.99% of AC mods, are way too forgiving. Science. That's the funny thing is there's two E-types in this mod, but the one E-type that they have had access to from Pearson Motorsport, or engineering I should say, is like the one between the two of them. This is a early E-type, and then there's a lightweight, and then there's I think there's a semi-lightweight, which is the one that Pearson has, that Brundle's driven. Don't know what the differences are, I'll be honest with you. I know the lightweights don't have the coupe body. It's a fun car though. It's a really fun car. Again, can't really speak to its realism. Certainly not driving it realistically. Someone. type is very beautiful, yeah. I especially like this one, the proper coupe. Although the soft tops are quite pretty as well. I'll be honest, I love them all equally, they're all very beautiful. It's like Tom DNF'd. Huh. Wonder why. I wonder if he did it at that stop or... Shit, is that the top three? It is. Who was it that disconnected with him, mate? Traffic? Oh, Max. It's the guy I had that mega battle with in the Jag in the THR 12 hour of Le Mans. He's in one of the Alpha TZs, I think. Well, was. I'm afraid I'm going to hit that. I don't know how, but me and Romain in P5 have been the exact same gap like the whole race. Might be about to jinx that. Haley's going well, P18 in the TZ, as you'd expect. Haley's pretty damn quick. Two cars still lapping, nice. Oh my god. Whoops. Sorry, Haley. Missed your apex a bit. I nailed mine a bit too long. I am the danger. Now I'm gonna get in the way, I'm sure. I like how that thing is as quick as it is in the middle there, or the first section I should say. It's a really fun car to drive, that thing, especially when I'm driving into you when you're in it. Ha ha ha. The back marker Corvettes. am guilty of that one. That was my fault. Misjudged where they placed the car. Thought I was just going to miss them. Battling for the lead. Keep seeing the name at the top of my relative chopping and changing between Adam and Sean.
Giant tin can full of wankers. Hello, welcome.
Mr. X-Bass with the raid. Hello, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Welcome to me sweating my tits off for another 20 or so laps.
Hello, welcome.
We're driving the penis circuit, also known as Norisring, 1949 to 1951. We're in the Jag E-Type, the early model, with the straight six screaming along, currently P4. But the guys ahead are a bit too quick for me. See them right there in front. The Jag. Yeah. Sorry, I can't see a lot of chat, but thank you for the follows and everything. Thanks again for the raid, X-Man. Woo! Feel it in the tires now. Come on. Get in gear, would you slag? 3 different cars up the road to me. the spread on the cars has been really cool to see. Having just the right people in the right cars helps. Someone a bit more talented than me would be up there fighting those guys. But currently, Aston Martin DB4 Zagato are leading from a C2 Stingray Corvette, then a Porsche 9044, and myself on the Jag E-Type, another 9044 behind me, and then another E-Type I think behind that. As much as it was suffering for the first like 20 laps, pretty happy with how the setup's working out once the fuel and tyres have come off. Well, out. You know what I'm saying. Pretty damn understeer at first, but as you can see, not particularly understeery anymore. This is CMRT hard as I miss my corner completely. This is just some of the elements, there's a lot more to it. So if you want the relative functionality like I've got there in the bottom right, you'll have to get the paid version. You can get it just as a normal leaderboard in the free one, which is perfectly fine, but I like seeing what cars are around. The base AC relative is terrible, so. Oh man. Make sure I get some fluids in me after this race. I feel quite dehydrated. You know what they say, sometimes you can sweat out a cold or sickness. Maybe this is how I get better. I'm getting left behind by the guys in front, which is unfortunate. That's been the story of the race. As long as I can maintain my pace and keep fifth where fifth is, or fourth, I'll be happy. I don't know how long it will take Adam to get fuel, but I doubt it will be long enough, or how much fuel he needs, but I doubt it will be long enough for him to fall behind me, stay behind me. He might even just come out in front of me. He's only like 10 seconds up the road, I think. In the hairpin now. Locked up the wrong corner of the car. Thank you, concrete hay bales. Appreciate it. What's another bit of bodywork damage on the virtual car? This is why Alex Brundle will not let me drive his real car. Worst bit is the Jag isn't even his anyway. These two are battling for position. Still runs, exactly. She'll take it. Good enough for me. Right, let's see how they help me navigate. Because we're getting blue flags. Again, they're in their own race, so nobody's going to want to be pulling over, but rules are rules. What are you doing, man? I can see that the one with Haley was my fault, but if you're going to cock up your corner, get off the racing line. It's really slowed me down there, has it? Oh shit. Up the rear axle entirely there. The car is miserable this lap. Come on. Sort it out. Frustration settlement. Kind of Mr. Tracy there to let me through. It's cost him a position. Shame. Where the fuck am I going? such a rhythm to this. You wouldn't think it because it's all 90-degree corners in this first section, but there's a real flow to the line you take. Maybe not here, but up here there is. Does it just end up becoming double apexes? Dear God. Oh no. Suspension's fucked. Oh dear. Steering wheel's off at like a 65-degree angle to the left. This is not good. I'm gonna have to just drive with it. Problem is the damage and the way the steering's working, depending on suspension compression. This thing bounces up and down like crazy, so the steering is super inconsistent. Yeah, the amount of angle I get off in one direction changes in the braking zone. Jesus Christ. God, this is not good. Well, I've got 17, 18 laps to go. It's doable, I just need to get good and learn. Come in and try and repair it, but I don't know how long that'll take, and that'll guarantee losing a good chunk of time, so going for a gear I don't have, I'm so distracted. You can see the car is shaking a lot more in the braking zones. Remain behind, I'm going to lose P4. Car is far too unpredictable. Slower in a straight line slightly as well. defense is that I've got good straight line speed. Good acceleration at least. My steering inputs and that up on the screen so you can sort of see where I'm at with this. Come on, turn. This must be frustrating to be sat behind me. Lock to lock there. It starts to wander a bit on the straights, even if I've got the wheel held in a fixed position because of the compression on the spring. Pounced. Oh. You have an accident behind me. What the fuck? Is that all on his own, or what? I didn't think we were quite close enough for it to be my fault. Come on. Behave. I was gonna fucking hit it again. I'm 16 seconds behind P3 now. So I've lost 3 Maybe about 8 seconds already. Uh-oh. I have to wait. Fucking shit. Thrown off by being let through so late. Should have broke at my normal point. Tried to clear the guy. Missed my braking point. Was not expecting to lose the rear so easily once we got up on the grass, but I guess we're already quite front positive. Well, that's unfortunate. I was given a gift after damaging the car and immediately shat it away. At 51 of 63, 12 to go. So I probably should have adjusted where I was sitting instead of waiting. But I think I was pinched pretty hard behind me. Doesn't matter really. Oh, shit in it. Didn't think I was getting that stopped. Piss. It's not over yet, so we'll lock in. Try not to lose any more positions. 6th would still be nice. This is fucking miserable. Yeah, hard enough to do 63 laps of when your car's functioning correctly, but the added suspension and alignment damage does not help, for sure. Stop snapping on me like that. I thought I was dead. Crazy, right? Because as soon as you dart onto the brakes into the hairpin, you go from a very neutral position on the spring at the front to a very loaded one, so the steering wheel just darts in one direction when you do. Sort of trying to preemptive it, which is why you see that big old snap to the right every time I hit the brakes through there. There. At 56, 63. losing like 8/10 a lap over my pace before I wrecked it, I think. Found the right gate. Fortunately managing to manage the gap to P7. Big moment there at T1. Yeah, that battle for the lead has been raging since lap 1, it's crazy. That means Adam's still in it, right? He's in the vet. I thought that wasn't going to make it on fuel. I mean, shit, it still might not. Unless he's found a way to save. Matching Tracy's pace at best. But I'm falling behind a little actually for that. there they are, the leading pack. Just watch them going by. That's crazy, man. Come on. Find a gear. That double left there is very unpleasant in this car now. I think even if they all crashed, I'm not close enough to benefit from it. They're half a lap ahead of me almost. Marinate. Not positions I deserve after my drive today. I done goofed. I hope they don't crash, because they've had one hell of a battle the whole race. Let them to see it to the end. Free to go. No, James. Put together, man. Well done. I'm sat here feeling bad because these guys are having a battle and I'm barely just trying to hang on, but I've got a car like 5 seconds back from me. That might jump me if we don't keep up the pace. So. I'm going as fast as I can, boys. Just a little clumsy. Came over a bit after recovering from his initial slide, which means we came together. And it was getting unstuck from each other. Oh. I say, I'm glad he didn't lose a position because of it, but the Corvette is within touching distance now. Two to go. Remain with the 47.4. Jesus, that is good pace. With my car in pristine condition, I don't think I'd be going that quick. My tyres have worn too much. I think that is where the benefit to the lighter cars would come in, is later in the race when the fuel comes out. Him and Jesse seem to be going at it though. Unless that's another gap between those guys. I think they are quite close. Jesse's in a Jag as well. Gutted I can't be first of the Jags, but that's on me. Leaders are on at the last lap now. I don't know how long this limping stint has been. I think it's like 20 laps. But it felt longer than the rest of the race up until the point where I did it. Just finish this lap and it'll be over. Yeah, my fuel was going to be about right. Should finish the race with just over a lap of fuel. My best to lose it on the last lap. I would never. Yeah, well, the grip level wouldn't go up massively on a street course like this anyway. That was the idea. If anything, it's gone up more than I intended it to. Expecting it to be around 97 to 97.5. There you go. Oh, it's over. Holy shit. What a race. My feet, my right foot is numb as fuck. Note to self, wear your thicker socks if you're going to do it with no shoes on. Congrats to the top three. I don't even know what order they came in. We'll find out though. But more importantly, congrats to Jesse for finishing P4. Where I should have finished if I was not stupid. have no idea what you just went through. You have no idea what I just went through, motherfucker. I just had the most miserable 20 laps of my existence. Self-inflicted, mind you, but... Well, you know how it is, Sean. Cry about it in a incident report. I don't really give a fuck about it right now, to be honest with you. If it's a problem, report it. A boring race. I thought it was going to be for me as well, but then I made it interesting on my own by driving into shit, so... I had busted steering for 20 laps, and that was exciting. Every lap was an adventure from that point onwards. I really enjoyed myself. I am knackered though. Absolutely knackered. Oh, did it get a little contacty in the last lap? I imagine so. Not worth reporting, honestly. Well, they're not worth complaining about in the chat either then. If it's... You're implying the racing was not good, but won't report it, so which is it? Anyway, I am going to save my replays. Hopefully they have nothing wrong with them. They like to shit the bed a lot of the time. Double check them. Silly moves are thrown. Well, I was seeing silly shit happening from lap 1. And I doubt you were completely innocent in all of that, so... This is why I ask people to report incidents, because I can't check everybody's race. It's like, on average, 25 sets of 63 laps. It's just not going to happen, so... If you've got a complaint, use the channels to complain about it. Sit here for a minute. Replay. Keep replay. Yes. Media. Come on, you can figure it out.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
Hey! Pa gave out a gift sub. Who did it go to? I can't see. Oh, it went to Burns. There you go.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
Man, having that one back to back.
Thanks for hosting Nate. Was a lot of fancy but starry.
Thank you, Nathan, for the 10 months. Appreciate it. It was fun. Just wish I had put in a bit more practice. So that I could have made less mistakes and maybe had a bit more pace, because I was missing that bit of pace to keep up with that front group when they were battling. There were moments where I had it, but I was not getting the rhythm through the first sector. That's where I was losing all my time. So some of it in the driving, some of it in the setup maybe, but I still had a blast. I'd say about 20 laps from the end, I hit the inside hay bale on the last left onto the noodle section and just completely fucked my front left suspension. So I was running with, it was in the end, it averaged out to being around, I'd say 30 degrees of rotation to the left at all times, but anytime the front suspension loaded or unloaded, that amount of offset changed. So it took me like probably about 10 laps to adjust to it, and even then I was still running a good bit off the pace. Exit of the testes, yes. base of the shaft. But that's why my pace suddenly dropped off a hill. And then I had that off, which was, you know, just, I probably could have had that same off, even if the car wasn't damaged. But somebody let me through last minute into the first hairpin, and I broke up my normal point, but just offline, and then, yeah, couldn't get it stopped. Had one of those moments where I was like, can I make it? Got the rear wheel on the grass, and it just spun, and getting stuck there on the exit of the hairpin, perpendicular to the track. It's a tricky one. You gotta wait. But yeah, I think that was my own bad, really. Great track. I had a great race. Although it sounds like people were bashing off of each other up at the front. I mean, it looked like it from lap 1, to be honest. But nobody was spinning out from the contact I saw, and I figured from what I saw that, you know, like if people are leaning on each other that much, then, you know, you give some, you get it back, sort of thing. But again, it really is not my concern what happens up there unless it's like egregiously bad or people report it, because I ain't gonna see it. I ain't got time for that. Goofy track's great. Love it. It is different, but I mean, it's a proper 50s style circuit, that layout, I think. One of my favorites for sure. Self-policing. Well, this is the problem when you put a bunch of egos in a fight for a lead. One person pushes a little bit, then the other person pushes back, and then you say beef, but it's just like self-elevating, like, oh, wow, if you're going to give me that, I'm going to give you that back, sort of thing. And it's like, both parties could just nip it in the bud a bit, right? And nip it in the bud, and just leave it where it is. But it's just not how it works when you get competitive folks up at the front. They're going to lean on each other again and again. I saw quite a bit of aggressive driving. I think I saw one of the Corvettes put it, I don't know if it was you or... No, I think it was you, coming out of turn 3, running you wide into the wall. Which is pretty naughty, but... check my replays real quick. We got the race here. Looks like it ended up being pretty much bang on the 2 hours. Oh, my feet. Yeah, that's a full replay. That's a full replay. Basically what it was. It's a modern DTM, a classic Norisring. I mean, yeah, the racing was very modern. I'd say that much. But the cars were not. But that makes sense, right? I think when you get some of the most competitive folks out there racing for the front, they're not going to drive to the where the cars would be expected to be. They're going to drive to what the cars can do. So. Right, I think I've got everything for now. I'm going to go write up the post-race report and fucking have a bath for my feet. Sore. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good rest of your weekend. Catch you later.